When I got around 30, I just basically started doing withdrawals. You know, I stopped putting the practice time in. I was sort of burnt out. I was tired of the travel. And I was trying to be a good dad and be home more. And I probably should have done a better balancing job in my 30s because, you know, I had the kind of a talent that I could have won a lot more than 25 times. And I could have worked on my putting, which was a little shaky, and especially my short game around the greens. And should have learned how to play majors better, play more conservatively. You know, I played like Lanny. You know, you can't play an Oakmont, even though I won there, that kind of a course. You can't go firing at every pin like Lanny and I would do. And so I needed more discipline like Jack Nicklaus, and I needed to appreciate the talent that I had instead of just saying, well, you know, I had a good career, 25 wins, you know, go home and have a good time, go fishing. But that was a mistake. I really should have appreciated that, you know, God had given me the ability to be a special player, and I basically just, you know, thought the pressure was too much, and I'd rather be home and hanging out and be normal, quote unquote.
Welcome back to Golf Channel Academy. I'm your host, Michael Breed, alongside Johnny Miller. And Johnny, the impact position is so critical in being successful in this game, and so many people struggle with it. We've talked about a lot of things today. It seems to me that brush drill was really the thing that you kind of focused on the most when you were out practicing.
Yeah, it was. Well, especially on the course, because anybody can hit the ball pretty good after a while on a flat driving range. The key to being a PLAYER, not a GOLFER, is being able to hit flush on all these different lies. That's why the brush drill is so important, because if you have a downhill lie, you show yourself on your little first brush, okay, I know where the ground is, and that gives you the C word, which is confidence. Then you go in and go ahead and strike it and do the brush again. And that's why the brush is so important. It's not that it's important on a flat lie. Anybody can hit off a flat lie. It's the player that can hit it flush off the side hill lies is key. So this lie here is a little bit downhill, but like I said, if I was going to hit a golf shot,
yeah, let's hit a golf
shot. I would basically just do a little brush, which gives me confidence because I've hit the brush just where the ball is in path, and almost quickly get in and say, I'm going to hit it flush if I just do the same thing. And you hear that sound. Wow. That's the sound you want. And that was a P-U-R-E right there.
So would you include that in like, you know, so many people have talked about routine and the importance of a routine. In your game, would you, as part of your routine, make that little swing and then step into the ball? I mean, was that something?
Every time. That was my routine. That's why I call it brush. Is because you do your first little brush, and then almost quickly before you lose sight of where that brush should be, instead of doing 43 waggles and forgetting where the ground is, I almost get in quickly, especially if you got a tough little chip over a bunker or a lake, and you've done your little brush. Almost before you forget, you just get in there real quickly and just hit a nice clean brush, and that way you're not going to dump it in the lake or in the bunker.
All right, so let's see, hit one more here. Go through your whole routine here.
Well, if I was hitting the ball, I really grew up in the era that you couldn't take a full practice swing. That was uncool. That was not the Fonz, okay?
Right.
So
right.
Basically, you could take a half practice swing. I didn't even get behind it. I was a very fast player, but basically I'd just get in there and do just a little relaxed swing there with my brush, and then I would get in, and this is about as much time as I would take right here in a tournament, and just right there. And that was my routine right there.
Talk about visualizing other players' swings. Certainly your advice the advice that your father gave you as you headed out to the PGA Tour, certainly his influence was huge for you as you went on that endeavor.
Absolutely. In fact, in copying these players that were great in certain areas, I ended up copying fairly quite a few players, actually. I had a little low hook, a Chi-Chi, where he has that funny follow-through. Then I copied Trevino that ends up with the club this way. And then my childhood hero was Tony Lima with the high draw this way. And then I had my own swing that was pretty much right on straight. But the fact that I ended up copying the sand play of Gary Player and those four other players made me a more complete player and have more green light shots, which I sort of invented that green light term. And it's a big advantage. If you only hit fades, you're only a partial golfer, you know. So that really helped me in developing into a complete player.
Well, Johnny, I know there's a lot of people out there that feel like you've helped them